So there was a spin-off of this company, Kellanova, or Kellogg's, ticker symbol is K, and every 4,000 shares of this gave you one share of WK Kellogg Company, ticker symbol is KLG. So the only reason I have €9 is because I put €10 in. It's now 9% down already. But I'm going to hold on to it and see what it does. So today was both a good day and a bad day. Took a big hit, sold some stocks, AMC, GameStop, Amazon, Google, and took a big hit. This account had nearly €17,000 in it on the 1st of October, and today it's got about 15 and a half. Big hit, but it had to be done. So now, this return percentage of the portfolio is actually pretty accurate. I'm fairly sure from the very beginning of me making videos, AMC and GameStop were always part of this portfolio, and between the two of them, they were about €1,200 in the red. 8% down is not bad, considering I've been buying a lot of stocks that have been falling. The furthest I can go back on the long-term graph of the portfolio is the 1st of August of 2020. There was €348 invested in the account. Then I was doing a lot of buying and selling. This spike here is when the meme stocks were popping off. This dip down here is when I sold for a considerable profit. I was very happy at the time. And then from then I just kind of moved on to dividend investing, and I've just been slowly putting in as often as I can. So in the beginning there was some buying and selling of stocks, but I've just realized that I can actually check my history of each position. I'll show it to you now. I'll use 3i Group stock in the UK as an example. When I scroll down here to the very bottom, the history is just here. So this is everything that has happened with 3i Group. Very happy about this. I didn't know that this existed. Yesterday I bought about €10 worth of Taylor Wimpey. That's a new stock. It's a house building stock in the UK. I also bought about €10 worth of Invesco. That's the company I made a breakdown on yesterday. And the stocks I sold were Amazon. That was 0.8 shares for a profit of €28. Google, I sold 0.83 shares for a €5 profit. GameStop, I sold 12 shares for a loss of €460, and I got about €170 back. So I've had quite enough of that. I sold some AMC stock, 2.2 shares for a loss of €830. Also had to be done. And then with the remainder of what was left, and I got a lump sum from my tax in 2022. I've been overpaying tax. I got the deposited cash up to €15,500. I organised the portfolio in order of the smallest value in euro, like this. And then I went down this list, putting €10 into each one until about €400 was invested into all of them. That's all of these buying orders here. I still have about €220 waiting to be invested, and I still have €125 left to put in. I'm going to put €50 of that into Altria. I'm going to put 25 into B&G Foods, and I'm going to add the other €50 into the bonds in Euro Pi, which is 18 different bonds whose base currency is euro. And I'm going to have that spread out by self-balancing, so it will give more funds to the underweight instruments and less to the overweight instruments. So now with all that being invested, probably in the morning, the portfolio will be at about €16,000, which isn't too bad. Quite a hit, but not the worst. I now have $4.20 and 60 cents in realized profit, only 9 cents away from coming full circle with the meme stocks. It's paid €834 in dividends. I now have 722 positions, 2 of which are PayPal and DigiHost technologies, which don't pay a dividend. I'm probably going to sell those as well. So although I'm recording this technically tomorrow, today, which is the 4th of October, I received 4 cent lending interest on my shares, 1 cent interest on my cash. I received these dividends here, and I had my automatic €5 deposit into the account. These are all of the best performing positions. These are all the worst performing positions. These are ordered according to the most value in euro. These are all my newest positions. And these are all my oldest positions. So now I just have to add WK Kellogg Company to my Excel sheet. And there is also a few on there that I've realized don't pay a dividend. So I'm going to export them from the pies that they're in and probably sell them tomorrow. They are Argenx, ticker symbol ARGX, Urapi stock, ticker symbol EAPI, Global Systems Dynamics, ticker symbol GSD, Great Elm Group, ticker symbol GEG, Kyndryl Holding stock, ticker symbol KD, Master Brand stock, ticker symbol MBC, and Warner Brothers Discovery stock, ticker symbol WBD. So now the next task is to sell all of those positions. They're now out here with all the other ones that I bought. When you have investments in a pie in Trading 212, it stops showing them in this section. You have to go into your pies, obviously, to see them. But I'm going to go down through these ones and sell the ones that don't pay a dividend. So that's Arginx, gone. That's Urapi, gone. Then we have Global System Dynamics, which is actually doing quite well. Very nice. And it's gone. Then we have Great Elm Group, and it's gone. And we have Kyndryl Holdings, and it's gone. Next is Masterbrand. Some of these have actually done quite well. It's pretty good. However, doesn't pay a dividend, so I'm not interested. And Warner Brothers Discovery, gone. So that gets rid of even more positions. And to be honest, although DigiHost Technologies is €30 down, I'm getting rid of it. I've had quite enough of that. So the only stock in this portfolio that does not pay a dividend, as far as I'm aware of, is PayPal. However, I actually have some form of hope that it will eventually come back up higher than it is now. I know my average price is not great, but there's only about €60 in it. So if I was to put 100 into it, it would bring my average way down, and then I might be able to sell it for a bit of a profit later. But it is the Lone Ranger, the only one that does not pay a dividend, as far as I know. So my next task is to import all of these investments into their respective pies. So the only reason I do that is not only to keep them organized, but it also removes them from this area, the investment section, which I use for just keeping an eye on particular positions. So if I know something is winding down or delisted, or even if it's just way down on a good stock, so I need to keep an eye on it to put money into it, I'll keep it here. So it's like a watch list. It's like an active watch list. So I'll go through this and I'll import them all to my pies. One important event today was Novartis stock had a spin-off, which is also called a demerger. It's when a company decides that a part of itself would be better off as a separate entity. It separates essentially. So they created a stock called Sandoz Group. Ticker symbol is SDZ, and I will keep it for a little while and see how it gets on. That's this guy here. I got a whopping 66 cents, so I'm going to have to add a few euro into that. It's actually a Swiss stock. So after selling those positions, I've got a few more that will sell tomorrow. It's also payday today, so I deposited €100 and I have €150 that I'm going to add into the Dividend Titans, which are dividend stocks that have not missed a dividend payment in the last 100 years. They are all from the USA. It is important to keep in mind. That's this powerful list of stocks here. And what I'm going to do is invest 150 into the pie and use the self-balancing option. So it will give more to the heavier red ones and less to the green ones, with the goal of keeping them all at an even amount each. So this is the spread that it will give the €150. It saves me having to put tiny amounts into each one to try and keep them all with an even amount in this pie. Very handy option in my opinion. And now I'll leave that to work its magic because the US market is open. It should happen immediately. That's a good time. Fortunately, although I just invested €150 because there is 26 stocks in the pie, it's only going to give each one a few euro, but still, as far as safe dividend investments go, these have the best track record of dividends paid. Now, it's not consecutive raises, it's just consecutive payments. So they haven't raised a dividend every year for the last 100 years. They just haven't missed a dividend payment in the last 100 years. Apart from that, I received 4 cents in lending interest on my shares. I received these dividends today, and I had my automatic €5 deposit into this account from my bank account. So this list is nice and clean now, and in the morning, the last few sales should go through, and I'll close off the week. So Friday, closing off the week. Today I got another 4 cents in interest on my shares. These are all the dividend payments I received today. It's quite a bit. It's pretty nice. And I had my automatic €5 deposit into the account. So that leaves me with €88.76, and the only non-dividend paying stock in the portfolio is PayPal. And I'm going to put this €88.76 into the Dividend Kings. Now I haven't updated it since last year, so there may be one or two who have broken their record of consecutive dividend raises, but I will be updating these soon. But I am going to put this €88 into this pie. I'll give you a look at all of these. Now, so the same investment option as the last one, which is self-balancing, and I'll leave that to work its magic. But apart from that, it was a pretty interesting week. Had a pretty spicy day when I sold all those meme stocks. So after all this is invested, I should be up close to 16,000 again, which isn't too bad. It was quite a hit that I took, but it now means that this return percentage is actually accurate for once. For the first time ever. I'm about €800 further away from my target than I was. However, I took one step back to take two steps forward, and as they say, if you want to make an omelette, you have to learn how to break eggs.